Hi, sixth graders. So what we are going to do on Thursday and Friday is we are just going to finish up our draft of that second perspective. Okay, so what I'm going to talk to you today is just another strategy that we can use in our writing to really stretch out our moments that we are writing on in our dots. So you know how when you ask somebody, what did you do today? And they say, I went to work, I worked, and then I came home. And in your mind, you're like, I know you did way more than that. And it's like they almost go through their moments too fast, okay? They don't give you any detail that lets you know, okay, this is what they actually did. I know sometimes when I ask certain sixth graders what they did over the weekend, they say, I just slept. Like, no, you didn't. I know you at least did some other stuff. And even if you don't think it's super interesting, when you add your detail into those moments, it makes it more interesting for the listener, or in our case, in writing, the reader. So, what we are going to look at today is you're going to watch as I just kind of take a sentence from my draft. Remember that I am drafting on, remember my story about me skiing and falling in the fence, and then the ski lift guy having to come and help me up. Well, I am writing that same story, but I'm writing it from the ski lift worker's perspective. Okay, so I was just kind of looking through my draft, and I was looking for a certain part in my story that I really didn't add much detail. I kind of went through it pretty quick. So let me show you a sentence I had where I just kind of went too quick through the moment. So remember in my story, I fell down, like I tripped over a fence and I fell down, and then he came over as I was laying on the ground, and he came over to help me up. Okay, so my sentence just said, I watched the redhead skier fall and I walked over to help her up. Okay, there's a lot more detail that happened in that moment. And even if I'm writing from his perspective and I don't know what he was thinking or feeling during that time, like I can guess. As the writer, it's my job to make it up if I'm writing from somebody else's perspective. And so we really want to get all the details in that we can so you don't speed through your moment. And so what you want to do is just kind of stop, close your eyes, and think about what you need to add into your sentence to give your reader a clear picture in their mind. So he did a lot of things in my one sentence. He watched me fall, and I didn't even say he stopped the ski lift, which he did. So I need to add that. And he walked over to help me up. Now, I know I really sped through that moment, and so I want to take the time and I want to stretch that sentence to add all of the other details in there. So let me show you what my slow and detailed writing would look like. Because I was thinking, okay, he watched me. He probably, when he saw me fall, he was like, oh, this girl, she really took a tumble. And he was probably sitting there because I kept struggling to get up. So in his mind, he's like, oh, there's the first try she had to get up. Oh, there's the second try. Oh, there's the third try. She's still not getting up. And then he had to make a decision in his mind to be like, all right, I'm going to go help this clumsy girl up so that she can ski down the mountain finally. And so do you see how I'm kind of thinking of, okay, what I'm picturing it in my mind, and I'm saying, okay, what other details do I need to add in? And so I'm going to take this sentence right here where I have a lot of action from him, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to add the detail to really slow down that moment. So I said, I watched the redhead skier glide towards the fence, get caught up in the rope, and take a tumble into the soft snow. So already, I hope you guys as listeners can see it in your mind what that ski lift worker was seeing. And I also used that power of 3 we talked about. I said, glide towards the fence, get caught up in the rope, and take a tumble into the soft snow. She kept struggling, trying to get herself back up on her 2 feet, but kept slipping and going flat as a pancake onto the ground. And so this is where I'm talking about, okay, well, he watched me keep struggling to get up, but I couldn't. If you guys notice here, I used one of those pieces of figurative language that Mrs. Harris talked about. I used a simile. I said that she was going flat as a pancake onto the ground. After watching her struggle a bit too long, I blew out a breath, cranked the ski lift, and I should say to a stop. Cranked a ski lift with at least 50 people on it, I might add, and cranked the ski lift to a stop. So see, as I'm reading back through my writing, I forgot a detail I needed to add. With at least 50 people on it, I might add, and started the slow walk across the hill to help this very helpless girl. So I didn't even get to talking about helping that redheaded skier, which was me, up from the snow. Okay, so do you guys see how I really sat there and I thought, okay, what was he seeing? What was he feeling? What was he thinking during that moment? And I made it slow and detailed instead of really, really quick. Okay, so remember, as we are writing our drafts, guys, we want to make sure we are splitting up our dots like this, and we are getting at least 7 to 8 sentences per dot. And this strategy will really help you stretch out your dot, especially if it's only 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, stretching it out with that thought, that feeling, those extra details that you need to make a story really, really great to read. All right, guys, so today you're going to be working on that, and you will try it out twice right here. So choosing 2 sentences that you can stretch out for us. And then tomorrow on Friday, the only assignment that you will have is to finish this up and then to turn in your completed draft. So on Friday, you'll click on Friday's assignment, or you'll watch me tell you how to turn in your draft. All right, 6th graders, happy writing.